Welcome to the Department of Distance and Continuing Education, University of Delhi, Master of Business Administration MBA, Semester 1, Core Course MBA FT 6108, Information Technology Management. Lesson number 5, Management System Integration and Networking. 5.1, Learning Objectives. The objectives of the lesson will indicate the intended learning outcomes. So, after completing this lesson, you will be able to point 1, explain different terms as Internet, Extranet, Intranet, networking, data communications networking, and management system integration. Next point, explain application portfolio development. Next point, about Internet technology and networking. Next point, element of Internet and its applications. Next and the last point is usage of Internet technology for business organizations. 5.2, Introduction. Management system is the way of organizing and managing interrelated units of the organization to achieve their goals or objectives. Nowadays, management system integration is basic part of the businesses in which it combines all aspects of the system, processes and standards into smart system for better responses. From the point of view of performance, organizations are also into practice to implement application portfolios which helps in effective maintenance. Analyzing, assessing and synchronization of business roadmaps with technology needs some medium. So, Internet is the basic communication medium of organizations. The content of this lesson provides the knowledge of Internet, which accompanied with Extranet, Intranet. Business organizations are integrated their management systems with the help of data warehouses and providing their own application portfolios with Internet, Extranet and Intranet. This is the way Internet technology is widely acceptable in business organizations. This lesson is divided into many subparts in a systematic manner. First part of lesson describes integration of management system by business organizations with their own application portfolios. Second part of the lesson providing the knowledge of Internet and its usage with the explanation of Internet and Extranet. How the data is communicating in organization needs the knowledge of data communication and networking, which is the next part of the lesson. Lastly, the lesson describes about the service and application providers of the Internet and conclude the lesson. 5.3, Management System Integration. The advancement in technology leads to global growth and change into perspective of human life, so the concept of industrial development and business production has changed. Due to these changes, the process of economic growth and competition of markets have led organizations to extend their business segment and more differentiated to stand in the market. Thus, business organizations have developed with management systems with an extensive position in the market in which they operate. There is a variety of management system standards which covers various functional areas of the organization. With separate and incompatible management systems, organization can incur insignificant cost, more errors and failures, redundancy, inconsistency, etc. These issues have a very negative impact on the stakeholders, employees and consumers. So to avoid such kind of prospects, the organization should have integrated strategy for the management system. It's time to provide a holistic system of integration. An organization can manage their operations with integrated management system. The management system integration allows organizations to share workforce, information infrastructural and financial resources. That is an effective management model, promotes innovations. 5.3.1, Benefits of management system integration. Improvement in the relationship of stakeholders. Point 1, improvement in procedure of organization. Next, change in behavior at environment and safety levels. Next point, definition of responsibility becomes sharper. Next point, reduction in documentation. Next point, reduction in indirect cost. Next point, better work culture. Next point, improvement in employees communication. Next point, increase in speed of processes. Next and the last point is globalization of vision. 5.3.2, Critical success factors. Critical success factors are those agents or vital areas which must take into consideration by the organization for successful management system integration, such as point 1, involvement of top management. Next, financial and human resource. Next, training of personals. Next, predefined objectives. Next, persistence of operations. Next, set deadlines. Next, employees involvement and motivation. Next and the last point is experienced consultants. Nowadays, management system integration is strategic decision to promote sustainability and competitiveness. For a successful integration level, organizations should follow some set of factors described, and it makes possible to identify a set of benefits for the organization. Despite that, some difficulties also have been pointed out, so should be aware of them. 5.4 Application Portfolio Development. As information technology is most important tool, most of business organizations are working with that only, has no option. Day by day, number of applications is increasing according to the needs and becomes substantial assets for the organizations. Consequently, management of these applications becoming less efficient and sustaining at high costs. According to the business strategies and goals, allocation of aligned IT applications should be business centric and supportive and reflect the impact in the portfolio to the business. So for the financial benefit of applications, application portfolio development is required. The application portfolio development is nevertheless a complicated issue to regain the control of the software automation for the business, which ensures about the added value and reliability of the application. Application portfolio refers to a collection of software applications and software-based service for the business organization to attain its goals. The managing of application portfolio is its management. Basically, it's a framework for software application to illustrate the business benefits of every application integration. Most important benefits of application portfolio development are: point 1. Eliminate the risk of business and protect it. Next, by integration of different applications, lower the cost of IT applications. Next, help to think strategically for betterment of business. Next and the last point is plan for tomorrow and support future business strategies. 5.4.1 Application Portfolio Development Steps. Basically, it is a discipline for the governance of software applications through their entire life cycle in support of maximizing business value delivered. Following are the steps. Point 1. Identification of best applications work for the business. Next, create content part of applications and estimating their operations cost. Next point, allocation of applications first and then categorize according to the business strategies. Next point, selecting applications with their features and operations for decision making for implementation. Next and the last point is lastly, integration of application with credible sources, then evaluation of portfolio to maximize business value. 5.4.2 Silent features of application portfolio development. Application portfolio development is carried out in a balanced fashion by prioritizing the objectives of business and IT concerns to succeed. The silent features are as: point 1. Governance focus. The focus is only on decision making for higher business value. Next, development of application portfolio. The life cycle of application portfolio is important to lower down the cost and risk. Next point, categories of applications. For acquiring governance approach, it is necessary to focus on category of applications. Next and the last point is business value. The most important objective is to govern the application portfolio driven by changing business needs for maximum business value. 5.5 Internet. The Internet is globally connected computer networks for communication and sharing information. It consists of millions of public, private networks with a global as well as local scope. Networks are linked with a broad array of electronic devices consisting of wireless or wired connectivity. As above said, it is for communication and information sharing. So Internet have large volume of information resources and services linked and the infrastructure. 5.5.1 History of Internet. The Internet is not evolved instantly, but it is the result of long processive growth and research. In 1969, under the American Defense Department, ARPANET was introduced for communication and exchange of information. With this, use of Internet gradually increased in universities, scientists, researchers, and private and commercial organizations for sharing information. In 1990s, the working of ARPANET and the other public-private networks start increasing for exchanging information and messages. The term Internet actually was coined in 1995 by the FNC, that means Federal Network Council, USA. Therefore, Internet is a worldwide web of computer networks. It is connected with millions of computing devices that carry and transfer large amount of information from one device to the other. Desktop computer, mainframes, GPS units, cell phones, car alarms, video game consoles and many other devices are connected. 5.5.1 How Internet functions. Internet is collection of many public and private networks connected to each other. To avoid any discrepancy and disturbance, networks are governed by certain rules. They are following some common standards, but the functioning of Internet is not controlled by any of them. It is governed and managed by a group of voluntary organizations under the Internet Society. For smooth working of network, they decide some set of rules called as protocols. For communication, other than societies, some networks have their own rules which they follow internally only within their network, not on global internet. Figure 1 represents diagram of internet. 5.5.2 Uses of internet. Nowadays, internet has been most powerful and useful technology. It works with us from personal to professional life for the development. Internet helps us to achieve our goals in different ways as educational purpose, business point of view, research subjects, doctors encyclopedia, adding information for the home, filtering information for countries. Therefore, it is helping out for everyone in all age categories all over the world. Internet is working with the help of web browser and websites and then connected through URL within the domain. There are many web browsers available to serve the user across the world. All working is based on many web-based application software in every field of life for each purpose. 5.5.3 Limitations of Internet. Despite of usage and global availability, Internet has many limitations listed below as: number 1, virus threat. Next, decrease in face-to-face communication. Next, loss of personal information. Next, addiction of Internet. Next, dangerous for children. Next and the last is spamming. 5.6 Extranet. Extranet is nothing but in simple terms extension of Intranet. Only a private network of linked many cooperating organizations outside the walls of same organization. Extranet is providing services with the help of existing Internet interactive infrastructure. So, Extranet is more economical for proprietary network by using same standard servers, clients and web applications as well as browser. Due to the sharing of resources, enterprises have strong communication connectivity and typically coupled relationship with common interests. The usage of Extranet is among various types of businesses such as banking, airlines, railways, hospital chain, mart chain, and corporate offices with branches etc. But Extranet is using the Internet protocol and public telecommunication for sharing of information with its any kind of branches. For the security and privacy of Extranet, there is a requirement of firewall server management which provide authentication, use of virtual network, use of encrypted message for tunneling the public network because companies are more aware about their communication limits with authorized access. So, extranets serve an extremely important role as they follow for private communication, collaboration, knowledge sharing, document sharing and data transfer between organizations. Figure 3 represents diagram of extranet. 5.7.1 Features of extranet. Point 1. Extranet uses the TCP/IP protocol to link intranets at different locations. Next, extranet is providing security and privacy with the help of tunneling. Next, access to extranet is limited by agreements of collaborating parties. Next, extranet is open and flexible for supply chain management. Next and the last point is extranets are also having facility of replication of database for the safer side. 5.7.2 Advantages of extranet. Apart from various limitations, extranet have various advantages as: point 1. Ubiquity of access. Next, standards are open for all platforms. Next, investment of less time and money. Next, technical support and economical. Next and the last is act as information factory among the organizations. Figure 4 represents difference of internet, intranet and extranet. 5.7 Intranet. Intranet can be described as internal internet, private network within the organization, university, library, enterprise, company, office, etc. It is connected with many interlinked local connections with the help of wide area network in web. The main motive or purpose of internet is to share and exchange of information within the organization among internal computing resources. It facilitates the working in groups and for telecommunication. So, it is the web-based architecture for managing internal information with the help of internet tools, protocols and technology. The working of Intranet is accessible through public internet as well as local connectivity. With the use of filters and routing algorithms, this intranet is bound to permission to access resources internally for the purpose of security of the network within the organization. Figure 2 represents diagram of intranet. 5.6.1 Features of intranet. Point 1. Intranet is corporate network secured with firewalls. Next, intranet links various client servers, many databases, different application programs. Next, accessible to authorized people, employees with limited access. Next, connectivity is open and flexible with defined infrastructure. Next and the last is intranet is developed with protocol TCP/IP as internet but operates as private network. 5.6.2 Advantages of intranet. Intranet are quite popular among the organizations all over the world due to point 1. The interface of intranet is comfortable for multimedia formats. Next, the single interface of intranet is enough for several proprietary systems such as database, libraries, bibliographic information and different management systems. Next, the setup of intranets is very inexpensive for the usage of in-house proprietary packages. Next and the last is they provide easy accessibility across the networking platforms. 5.8 Applications of Internet. Today's world is of Internet, which fascinates the world. It is used to explore the fascinating and ever-changing world. In this network, more than billions of people are connected. The Internet has mainly three applications which can expand further as point 1 communication, point 2 buying and selling services, point 3 searching for information. 5.8.1 Communication. Growth of mankind began with the advent of communication. We share information when we are communicating. Sharing of information can be done locally or remotely. Between individuals, generally face-to-face communication is considered as local communication, whereas communication which take place over distance comes under remote communication. There are several ways to communicate over the internet. Some of them are as following. Point 1 Email. Next, instant messaging. Next, social networking. Next, forum. Next, video conferencing. Next, audio conferencing. Next, chatting. Last point, news group. 5.8.1 Buying/selling services like e-commerce, e-services. In this, the vendor and the customer conduct a transacting sitting at a different geographical locations connected through the internet. There is a wide range of services provided by the internet also. These are listed as point 1 e-commerce, next m-commerce, next e-services, next net banking, next e-learning, next e-gaming, next and the last is communities. 5.8.2 Searching for information. A number of programs called search engines are available to search for the information on any topic. Some famous search engines are provided by point 1 www.google.com, next point wikipedia.com, next point webopedia.com, next point msn.com, next and the last is yahoo.com. 5.9 Internet technology in organizations. Advancement in communication and information technology has further strengthened the role of internet in business. The internet is widely used in organization for marketing and promotion of products and services. The internet is used to deliver customer support, share information and provide training to employees. The internet used in different applications to meet the requirement of different people at different places in different time. Business organizations are widely using the internet for the management of business. They connect and correlate information among organizations. The main tasks are as point 1 resource sharing, 2 information sharing, 3 connecting people, 4 e-commerce, 5 e-services. The role of internet in business communication is varied and has come to be of great importance. It can be used to increase effective communication both internally and externally. Use of internet can make it easier to connect with others quickly and more often. In addition to exchanging a wide array of media types, it can be used to communicate purchase information to vendors and by customers to ask questions. The factors that make the role of the internet in business communication important can also cause conflict depending on the way the medium is used. 5.10 Data communication. In data communications, data refers to information in digital form that can be processed, and communications means exchanging of information or data from one entity to another entity in a meaningful way. Data communication is the process of exchanging or transferring of data information in two computing devices or more points. It can be explained as the transmission, reception, and processing of digital information. For the effective communication of data, it has some characteristics as point 1 data delivery, 2 accuracy, 3 timelines, 4th jitter. Wherein data delivery means data should be delivered to the correct destination, accuracy means delivered data should be accurate, timeline means delivery of data should be without delay. In the last, jitter means network splits the data for easy communication that creates variation in arrival of data packets. 5.9.1 Components of data communications. There are some necessary components of data communications which allow smooth communications as point 1 data, 2 sender, 3 receiver, 4th transmission medium, 5th protocol. Figure 5 represents components of data communication. 5.11 Networking. Networking is the exchange of information or data at a common platform or ground. This can be done for professional interest, social interest, or personal. Networking is possible with communication devices interconnected, which is used to transmit with protocols. For the networking computers and more other devices, machines are connecting people for transferring the data/information. Figure 6 represents diagram of networking. According to the working and geographical structure, computers are networked as point 1 LAN, that means local area network. Next is MAN, that means metropolitan area network. Last is WAN, that means wide area network. Figure 7 represents the types of networks. 5.11.1 LAN, that means local area network. LAN is a network designed to operate small physical areas such as office, enterprise, factory, home, or a group of buildings. It is very easy to design and troubleshoot as well in exchanging and sharing of information resources. They all are connected to a single cable in different types of structures. Here, structure means physical structure of connection is called topology. LAN can be connected in any of the topology as bus, tree, star, and ring. Usually, LAN connections are privately owned network. Figure 7 represents LAN network connection. LAN network connects different computers, mobiles, tablets, printer and scanner, etc. placed at limited distance. The geographical area of LAN network is very limited, range from single room, a floor, an office, a lab, a school, college or within campus, etc. The connectivity of LAN can be done by different means such as cables, fiber optics, Ethernet cables or Wi-Fi. This type of connectivity is comparatively secure. Users can access the computers or resources in the network from the local server distributed due to short distance coverage. LAN connections provide the high-speed data transfer rates with very low cost and usually varies from 10 Mbps to 1000 Mbps. Over the different advantages, there are many disadvantages also discussed as where a lot of terminals are there in the network, then processing speed will be slow. Secondly, if there is any virus in computer, then it will proceed further within whole network. Next, if dedicated server fails, then work stored or shared will not be able to access or use. 5.11.2 MAN, that means Metropolitan Area Network. MAN is extended from a LAN network, covers a larger geographical area as city, a town, etc. It is not very easy to design like LAN network as it covers larger area, so troubleshooting is little time taking. MAN network also can be connected to any type of topology as ring, star. These types of connections can be privately owned or public. MAN network connects different LAN connections in it or with different devices or type of connections at longer distance or in larger network. This type of connectivity can be done through cable, fiber optics and coaxial cables. PSTN or Wi-Fi. The speed of data transfer is moderate and ranges from 100 Mbps to 1000 Mbps, but it considerably less as compared to LAN. It is used to provide link to the shared connection to other network using WAN. This network typically covers area between 5 km to 50 km, although it can be less than that. A MAN might be owned or operated by a single organization, but it usually will be used by many individuals and organizations. Examples of MAN: telephone company network that provides a high speed DSL to customers, and cable TV network, also used in government agencies and university campuses. Figure 9 represents MAN network connection. MAN network also holds some disadvantages as it is hard to design and maintain. It is fewer faults tolerant and costlier also for implementing. MAN connection shows much congestion while connecting and working. 5.11.3 WAN, that means Wide Area Network. WAN, Wide Area Network, is the largest spread network that covers a large geographical area comprising a region, a country, a continent, or even the world. So, it spans over very large distances and can connect widely separated computers or clients or networks very easily. A WAN can include various LAN and MAN networks or can be connected separately with different types of technologies. It can transfer or transmit any type of data as image, audio, video, or any information over the long distances. The mode of transmission and communication in WAN can either be wired or wireless. Telephone lines used for wired communications and satellite links for wireless connections ranges beyond 100 kilometers for connecting huge mass of people. It also facilitates the sharing of regional resources. The communication links provided by the WAN are public carriers like telephone network, network providers, cable system, fiber optics, satellites, etc. Large business enterprises, educational institutions, and government organizations connect their different branches, offices at different locations across the world through WAN. The Internet is WAN that connects billions of computers, smartphones, and millions of LANs from different continents across the whole world. Figure 9 represents WAN network connection. The speed of transferring data is typically low and high propagation delay means speed of communication is low and having higher error rate. WAN network is very complex to design, used in different types of physical structures. It is networked in topologies as star, ring, tree, mesh, bus or hybrid structure. It is using different types of protocols according to the need, speed, span and geographical area such as ISDN, SONET, SDLC, SMDS, SMDS, SDLC, etc. WAN is using both types of network ownership, either private or public. Its types of network are also based on functionality of the network as peer-to-peer or client-server network. WAN supports transmission media of both types as guided media or unguided media. Despite of many advantages, disadvantages are more. Firstly, it faces security problems in the network. Secondly, higher setup cost, server down and disconnection issues are major. Examples: railway reservation system, satellite systems, stock brokerage, banking, e-commerce, m-commerce, etc. Difference between LAN, MAN and WAN. Point 1. LAN is defined as computer network that links the local areas like school, universities, organization, etc. MAN is defined as computer network that links the metropolitan areas. WAN is defined as telecommunications network that covers a large geographical area. Point 2. The full form of the LAN is local area network. The full form of MAN is metropolitan area network. The full form of WAN is wide area network. Point 3. LAN is a wired network. All the computers and printers are connected through wires. The connections in MAN are connected through modem or cables wires. The network of WAN is connected through broadband services, 3G or 4G internet services. Point 4. The ownership of LAN is private. The ownership of MAN might be public or private. The ownership of WAN might be private or public. Point 5. The internet speed of LAN is very high, 1000 Mbps. The speed of MAN is moderate, 44 to 155 Mbps. The speed of WAN is relatively less than MAN and LAN, 150 Mbps. Last point, the maintenance cost of LAN is easy. The maintenance cost of MAN is difficult. The maintenance cost of WAN is difficult. 5.12. Internet service providers. Internet service providers are for providing internet connection services to individual systems and organizations. In other words, ISP is an intermediary which connects internet by specialized lines and access to the internet. It is possible through authenticated user ID and password by using modem or other connecting devices. In addition to that, they also provide software packages, working platform and virtual accounts, many other services. ISPs are providing connections in the form of broadband or non-broadband. ISP may be of any type as cable, fire, DSL, that means digital subscriber line, and satellite internet. Main functions of ISP are: first, provide a link. Second, hosting. 5.12.1. Provide a link. To establish communication between you and ISP, a simple protocol is used, PPP, point-to-point protocol. PPP is a protocol making possible for two remote computers to communicate without having an IP address. So, internet connectivity between you and the service provider is established by the PPP protocol, which is characterized by: point 1, a telephone call. Next, initialization of communication. Next, verification of the username. Next and the last is verification of the password. 5.12.2. Hosting. After establishing communication connection between two remote computers, ISP lends you an IP address for being connected to internet is called hosting. However, this IP address is not fixed for connecting every time because ISP has thousands of addresses. Whenever you will connect to the internet with your user ID and password, whichever address will be free, you will connect with that. Therefore, connection is a proxy connection. It's your ISP who sends all the requests you make. 5.12.3. Types of ISP. ISP can broadly be classified into 6 categories as: point 1, access providers. Next, mailbox providers. Next, hosting ISPs. Next, virtual ISPs. Next and the last is free ISPs. Figure 10 represents ISPs. 5.13. Application service providers. With the growth of information technology and internet, the term outsourcing came for expansion of networked infrastructure. Outsourcing led to the emergence of a new model for providing these services is named as application service provider. Examples of such applications like SAP and FileMaker. ASP is a third-party application provider which provides access to different applications, platforms, etc. to multiple customers over the network. The service of an application service provider comprises the lease of usage time of software applications they own. It facilitates and manages application software, system hardware and other services on behalf of customers. The main functions of ASP are: 1. Outsourcing. 2. Internet computing. 3. Packaged enterprise applications. 5.12.1. Characteristics of ASP. There are many characteristics of ASP which fascinates the customer are 1. Application centric, 2. Centrally managed, 3. Point to multi-point service model, 4. Sells application access, 5. Delivers service based on contract. 5.14 Summary. Management system basically a synchronization of interrelated units of the business enterprises for achieving their objectives and fulfill targets. So, integration of management system is necessary and important goal to manage their processes and systems for better performances. These organizations develop roadmaps for management with the help of technology. Technology play important role for the synchronization of units with less errors and within budget. To set goals and incur more profits, organizations are automating their management systems with the help of application supportive technology. The control of the software automation is fulfilled by application portfolio development. All IT applications under application portfolio are business centric, which ensure the value addition and reliability of the application portfolio to attain their goals. These applications are enhancing the development of enterprises. Analyzing, assessing, and synchronization of business roadmaps with technology needs some medium. So, Internet is the basic communication medium of organizations. The Internet used in different applications to meet the requirement of different people at different places at different time. Business organizations are widely using the Internet for the management of business. They connect and correlate information among organizations. The main purpose of Internet for the organizations can be listed as resource sharing, information sharing, connecting people, e-commerce, e-services, etc. To facilitate the organizations, technology has other options also in the form of intranet and extranet. The intranet is to share and exchange of information within the organization among internal computing resources. It facilitates the working in groups and for telecommunication. So, it is the web-based architecture for managing internal information with the help of internet tools, protocols and technology. The working of internet is accessible through public internet as well as local connectivity. Extranet is nothing but in simple terms extension of intranet only. A private network of linked many cooperating organizations outside the walls of same organization. Extranet is providing services with the help of existing intranet interactive infrastructure. So, Extranet is more economical for proprietary network by using same standard servers, clients and web applications as well as browser. Thank you for listening.